Hello, everybody. It is Wednesday. How are we tonight? How are you this Wednesday? Tell me about your Wednesday. What's going on, people? Hey, Kitty. It was great hearing from you earlier today. How are you this evening? Great to have you with us live tonight. Live here on this Hump Day. It really is Wednesday. I know I've been all screwed up with the days this week. All screwed up. Yeah, I've been all over the place. But it is Wednesday. I checked with my peanut gallery. They said Wednesday. Still very cold. I'm not liking that. But I'm seeing 40s next week. I just saw the forecast for next week. And I like the upward trend. The upward trend. Hey, Barb in Pittsburgh, how are you? Great to have you here. Great to have everybody here. I'm glad to have you all here live tonight. It is exciting to have you here. I'm glad that you're here. Tell me what you're grateful for. Adele and Dazzle are here. I got an important article for Dazzle. Dazzle's going to be slacking after Dazzle hears about this one. But tell me what you guys are grateful for tonight on this Hump Day. 30 by Sunday, that would be really good for you guys. I don't like that. I don't like that. For the wind that we had to start today, it ended out not that bad. And the sun was shining. I think, we got your weather a day late, Kitty. I mean, the sun was shining today. Customers were out. They were in a good mood. This is good stuff. Yes, that idle advance. Boom. That's Kitty's money now. That makes Kitty feel warmer tonight, is that she got her idle advance money back. Boom. That is a nice thing to wake up to on a cold Illinois day. That makes everything warmer. So that is awesome. I'm very excited about that. I've been hearing that from several people. I'm going to cover that. So that money is starting to get to the people that it should be, and I'm excited about that. That is really good stuff. Really good. And Pat got it too. Pat and the Peanut Gallery got it today. Cha-ching! Everybody's getting money. Everybody's getting money. I like that. I better not talk too loudly or my Peanut Gallery will think we got money. Do not let my Peanut Gallery think we got money. Do not be telling stories. They'll say they heard it on the internet. We got money. No. Whoa, a record from 1885, 22 below. That is nuts. Isn't it great when your banker is so excited? I mean, I love when my bankers are excited for us and how we're winning, okay, and how we're surviving, how we're going to grow our way out of this. I love when our bankers get excited for us. They're on your team, okay? When you work with a good bank like you do, Kitty, and a good community bank, and they know you, okay? They know who you are. They get excited about stuff like that. And they want to spread the joy, and I love that they do that. I love that. I mean, I miss being able. Our bank still doesn't let us inside, which is sad. You can get in by appointment and everything, but all transactions they're really doing at the drive-through, and I miss that, being able to go in and see them. But they are on our team. Yeah, this extended cold spell has really hit people hard. I mean, it's hit, the only thing, I really feel bad for the people in Texas and such that have gotten hit, just destroyed because of this. I mean, it has just shut everything down there. But it has affected everybody's February. I mean, in all parts of the country, though. But we're getting winter in a consolidated period. So if this is all we've got to deal with is a 10-day, 12-day stretch of heavy winter, that's not so bad. That's not so bad. Even we're supposed to get snow again tomorrow into Friday, and originally it was going to be a big thing, and they're saying 4 to 8. But they're saying 4 to 8 inches over 36 hours. So it's going to be just like a slow rain of snow here and there. It's not going to be a big deal. It's certainly something to be concerned about, and keep an eye on, but it shouldn't shut us down is what it sounds like. And they're already downplaying Monday storms. So I'm good for that. I'm okay if they want to downplay some storms. So... and then we're into the 40s next week, which is a nice thing. Dusting of snow today. Well, that's not too bad. That's too bad, but it's the bone-chilling cold doesn't. In these days where there's not bright days, people choose to stay home, and I get it. Normally, this is our week of the month of February because this is school vacation week, so people are out. And about. No snow in Virginia Beach. All right, Michelle. I'm glad to hear that. Although you had it in Albuquerque. Well, I'm sorry for that, Kelly, but you like your precipitation. My brother said outside of Richmond said he was going to get weather tonight, and then he was sending it my way. I told him to keep it. I told him to keep his weather. And my sister tried to go, woe is me, you should see all the weather that we've had in Texas. And I'm like, I saw pictures of you on the beach in California today. I'm really okay if you send me that kind of weather. Her on the beach in California, I can deal with being on the beach in California right now. All right, folks, let's get this started. Let's get this party started with our Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we start it. Tonight, we're on page 158 if you're following along in the book. Good morning, you. Yes, you. You right there, looking as cute as you want to be. Damn you. Gonna knock them out today. Go. All right, folks, what do I got going on tonight? I got a bunch of stuff, and I got some facts and figures, too. So, let's get started with a couple of quotes here. A couple of quotes. Success isn't about the end result. It's about what you learn along the way. Vera Wang. Success isn't about the end result. It's about what you learn along the way. And this one, from Simon is another way of looking at life. I mean, my father, used to, start his day with the morning newspaper. We used to get the morning newspaper delivered and milk. The milkman would come and the newspaper guy would come every morning. And my father would open to the obituaries and the comic section. That's how he started his day. But according to Simon, the joy of life is that we are living it right now. The joy of life is that we are living it right now. My father used to also say, you're on the right side of the grass, so go get 'em. You're on the right side of the grass, go get 'em. Godiva may be closing, but La de Rock, the Swiss chocolatier, is expanding its U.S. footprint. The family-owned Swiss-based chocolate company has signed an asset purchase agreement allowing it to take over the leases of 34 Godiva locations across the U.S. Ladarek and Godiva agreed not to disclose any other conditions of the agreement. And the locations will be open by the end of summer, if not sooner. So, you know, some are closing, some are opening. You know, this is a good thing. This is good stuff. This is a good thing. Joann files for an IPO, the crafting boom. The crafting boom. The surge in arts and crafts amid the pandemic to file to go public. The fabric and craft retailer has filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission to raise up to $100 million. They currently operate 855 stores, so the crafting boom has been good for Joann. I liked this story, okay? And here's why I liked it, okay? This one's important, and it's, you know, it's about West Virginia. So not Virginia, Michelle, but West Virginia. So that's like a neighbor, sort of. It's west of you. And this is talking about the massive bill that was passed by Congress at the end of December, the 5,593-page bill that I told you had all sorts of stuff in it. Included I like this quote, included a raft of provisions authorizing little-known projects, including, okay, the construction of the Teddy Roosevelt Presidential Library in North Dakota. And, you know, and the naming of the United States as your mountainous neighbor. Yes, well, in your mountainous neighbor, Michelle, they have gained America's 63rd national park. Okay, and in a draw for rafters, kayakers, and outdoor enthusiasts, the New River Gorge in West Virginia became a park as part of that bill. In 1963, the West Virginia House of Delegates passed a resolution seeking to designate it as a national playground, and trying to get it sent to John F. Kennedy, whose campaign got a huge lift from West Virginia voters. But it's taken all this time. I mean, it looks gorgeous. I mean, it just looks gorgeous. But I mean, that's the kind of stuff that's one of the many things that are stuffed into this bill. I mean, you're going to hear about things for a long time that all of a sudden go back to this bill. And this is just one more thing that was out of it, but I think it's actually a really good thing. You know, our park system in this country needs more stuff, more goodness. And that is a good thing. Before I hop into EIDL and PPP, I got to talk about the cat. Okay? This cat has now marked 10 years on the job. Larry the cat. And Larry serves Larry is employed. Larry's employed. I mean, like, this is better, almost better than Grumpy Cat. Okay? Everybody remember Grumpy Cat? Rebecca got to meet Grumpy Cat at Toy Fair one year in New York. The cat, known as the Chief Mouser to the Cabinet Office, has been patrolling the inside and outside of 10 Downing Street, the headquarters of the British government and the Prime Minister's official residence, for 10 of his 14 years, marking his official anniversary this past Monday. And Larry was adopted from the Batterossa Dogs and Cats Home in London 10 years ago and has served under 3 different prime ministers. The cat was adopted in the wake of a large black rat being spotted near the Cabinet Office during a live television broadcast. Larry was the first cat to hold the Chief Mouser title since his predecessor, Humphrey, retired in 1997. So, from 1997 to 2011, the position of Chief Mouser sat vacant. Okay, this highly coveted position. All the cats in the world. Okay, and Dazzle's just laying around. Is he your Chief Mouser? Is Dazzle the Chief Mouser of the Narc's office, Adele? I mean, you know, and Larry likes to make appearances during live broadcasts. So he likes his things. I just love that. I love that, you know, the royalty has a Chief Mouser. I mean, the British government. I mean, the Prime Minister is not royal, but, you know, that's just fun stuff, okay? I mean, cat with a job, I'm just saying. Okay, hey, Nebraska Angie's with us. Hey, Nebraska Angie from Florida, how are you? Okay, let's start with the PPP. I know it's going slow, but the loan approvals are coming through. On average, right around the 2-week mark, plus or minus a day, from the time your bank is sending it into the SBA or, you know, says they first sent it in. The approvals are coming in. To date, they've approved just under 1.7 million loans for a total of almost $126 billion in this round. So still under half right now of the amount available. I got some other data here. Hang on a second. Let me get into this. Chief Companion Officer is Dazzle. All right. I like it. So hang in there on your loans. If it's going over 2 weeks, really we need to you know, knock on some doors and figure out what's going on if it's going much over 2 weeks. But that is what the PPPs, some of them are taking right now. They're having to be resubmitted several times. And because of the fraud checks that the SBA is doing, that is what's going on there. And Kitty's cat's an alarm cat. It's her alarm clock. I love it. Sort of like Max. Max is like, it's time to eat again. Max always wants to eat. Hang on a second here. I have some other data here on the 31% of PPP loans original PPP loans have completed the forgiveness process, totaling 27% of 2020 PPP volume. And that is still mostly the bigger loans. Across all loan sizes, over 99% of loan value has been forgiven on loans that have completed the forgiveness process. Most lenders have submitted at least 1/3 of their applications for forgiveness. But again, we want to hang off on forgiveness right now. If you have not done forgiveness, you want to hang off on it as you figure out where the employee retention tax credit fits into this. Because if you can get the employee retention tax credit, you want to be able to do that, and you want to have that all planned out, every dollar spent before you, which column it went into, whether it went to the PPP or the employee retention tax credit, before you lock in your PPP forgiveness. It is so important that you do that and take the time to figure that out, because many states that didn't have extensive lockdown restrictions, that loosened them up very early, okay, but they did have restrictions early. So many of you can claim the employee retention tax credit on the early side and use your PPP in later weeks, and that's completely allowed. So keep that in mind. It is an important math game right now as you maximize the benefit to you. Okay, it's really important to maximize this so that you have a strong footing coming out of this. And so many states had that where mid-June, all restrictions are lifted, or the end of June. And if that's the case in your state, you can apply for the employee retention tax credit based on the restrictions that were in place at the beginning, claim it for that part of the second quarter, okay, and then use your PPP for that point forward, because you had up to 24 weeks to use your PPP, and you can use it any time between 8 and 24 weeks. So that's okay. It's a completely allowed usage. So that is something to really keep in mind with this, because it is so important that you do that and figure that out before you apply for forgiveness. You can't change the timetable after you apply for forgiveness. And most banks aren't going to be ready for the under $115,000 new simplified application until March. The SBA expects in early March to be taking those electronically. But even then, you don't have to do it just because your bank's ready. We want to make sure you have solid footing on what you're claiming before you do it. So that is super key. That is super key with it. The EIDL, they've approved almost $200 billion in EIDL loans so far. 78% of all EIDL loans are less than $100,000, totaling almost 40% of the loan volume. The retail accounts for 15% of all EIDL lending. Retail accounts for 13% of all EIDL advances. And they are, as we talked about early in the program, they are working hard getting those EIDL advances back to people that are due them. So people are getting the additional money. They are getting their EIDL advances refunded back to them. This money is starting to flow, okay, and it is real money, and it is yours. It is a grant, okay. You don't have to pay taxes on it. There's a small chance, if you're in a weird state that hasn't aligned its tax law with the federal government, that you may have to pay state taxes on that grant. But if you got the money and you didn't have to do anything for it, and it's not a loan, even if you have to pay a little bit of state taxes, even if you do end up paying that, which I think that'll get corrected as well, it's not a big deal. It's important to get this money that you're entitled. But the EIDL advance, they're doing automatically at this point. They're going back to people and doing it automatically. So you do not have to contact them, which is a great thing, okay? And we're starting to see that money roll into people's bank accounts, and I'm really, really excited about that, because especially February has been a cold month. It's been a harsh weather month, and to see people getting that money, it certainly helps at this time, you know, and getting the PPP money is essential too. That's really the most time-sensitive thing. Again, is the most important time-sensitive thing that there is. If you have not applied for a second PPP and you are eligible because you have a quarter in 2020 that is 25% down from 2019, I want you to get that application in. I can't stress that enough. That is time-sensitive as of right now. There is talk of whether they will extend it. There's a lot of Congress is kind of upset that the money that they haven't gotten nearly as much money out in the second PPP round as they thought. And there's some real reasons for that, okay? People are still very shy and very nervous about forgiveness. And if you spent the money the way you were supposed to, you shouldn't be worried about forgiveness. If you spent the money 60% on payroll, 40% on other allowed expenses, you shouldn't be worried about forgiveness. But that is one of the top reasons why people that are eligible have not applied for another round. I am not worried for you about forgiveness if you spent the money properly. I am not worried about you under audit or anything for that. I just am not. And I want you to get anything that can become a grant to you, I want you to get. Because it is about survival to the other side of this, wherever that is. The end is not here yet. The end is not here. The end is not where we're at yet. There's still plenty of time between now and the end of this, and I want you to have that. And there's real debates on Congress what to do, whether, you know, a lot of the business money they're talking about right now in the president's new bill, the 1.9 trillion bill, is looking towards restaurants as one of the hardest, and restaurants have been incredibly hard hit. You know, for as hard as retail has been hit, restaurants have been hit very hard. But small businesses need additional support, especially as this is expected to drag on in some form or fashion for good parts of the rest of this year. So this has gone on longer than anybody anticipated. So I don't want them to forget about small businesses. And whether that's another round of PPP or some other relief method, to keep it simple, I do want them to consider all of that, especially where they're also considering the $15 minimum wage as part of the president's, COVID relief stimulus bill. Although the Restaurant Association is fighting that very hard as a slap in the face. So they're fighting not now, is the Restaurant Association on the $15. I don't know that they're going to get as far as they want with that, but because I still believe the $15 minimum wage is going to happen. If not in this bill, it will happen this year. But the restaurant industry is going very hard after the administration on not including that now. So we'll see where that is. Senate Majority Leader Schumer was at a restaurant that I know in upstate New York the other day, talking about it, talking about the bill and relief for restaurants. He didn't talk about the minimum wage during that visit, but he was talking about more relief for restaurants and how restaurants need more relief. But we need to get some of this stuff done. So we'll see. I appreciate that, Michelle. That if I'm not worried, you're not worried, and that I am not worried. I am not worried as long as you spend it legitimately. I have no problem standing with you on it and we're going to get there. But I want everybody to get every dollar they're entitled to. That's what because that's what's going to keep us strong, and then we will build our files of all our documentation, and we will work on that. I'm also in the coming, probably next week. I don't know that I will get to it this week, but probably next week I will start working on the 941 with everybody, because I know that's confusing for a lot of you, and I'll see if I can work up a sample in the next week or so on that for you, to how to file an amended 941, because I know a lot of you have had questions and concerns about that. But we will get there. That's what's happening, folks. That is. It is. You know, this video and everything I talk about here, goes over to narts.org/resalestrong by noon the very next day. Maybe noon the very next day. Yes, you should have never bought a boat, Calais. You never should have bought a boat. Or a land boat. This video, everything is over on narts.org/resalestrong, including a direct link to the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store, where you can like, comment, subscribe, and you can ring the bell so you know when a new one drops. I am here live in the Narts private Facebook group every night at more 8 than-ish, but if you have a question in between, you just email me, Neil, N-E-I-L @ECIstores.com. Neil @ECIstores.com is where you find me. Yeah, I've had a lot of questions about the 941. I just got to get to do it. I actually reached out to a couple of my friends to see if somebody had a mock-up that I could use, and so far I haven't had any luck. They were going to check with a couple of other friends at the IRS and see if they could, you know, the IRS thinks they do a good job when they put up all these FAQs and, you know, answer a question in 100 different parts. And, you know, people are more visual than that. People need a visual mock-up to walk them through. And so I'm trying to help the IRS with that, and take a standard 941 and this is what you put on an amended one. But I'll see if I can come up to work on a mock-up for one in the next week so that we can use that as an example. Definitely will not happen this week. We start this program every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is where we start this program. Tonight, we're on page 158. Good morning, you. Yes, you. You're right there, looking cute as you want to be. Damn, you're going to knock them out today. Go. Our good night tonight is good night, you. Yes, you. You there, looking fresh as hell. Check you out. Leaving a trail of people dreaming about you in your wake. Boom. Boom, I say. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah even. We will party again. We will party in person. And when we do, I will be there with you. But until then, and until tomorrow night at more 8 than-ish, know that you, and you, but most importantly you, yes you, you're not alone running this store. Have a great night, everybody. I will see you tomorrow. It's time for dessert.